quickly jump in and follow up on some things. I'm gonna be just messing with this flood table. Let me lower the tripod a little so you guys can see what I'm up to. And here we go. Oh, a little more. All right, so first things first, I want to check the TDS on this flood table. So I'm going to just look using this meter. All right. So the reading we're getting right now is 1060. So that would be good if we were really pushing flowering with some really strong plants. That's a little hot for this, so I added some. I added 150 mLs of Jack's All-Purpose yesterday to this. The ppms had been at 500, so now they've jumped to 1060. So that's good. A good thing to take note of and to remember and write down or record on video so I can reference. So next time I'd probably add about half of that. So what I'm going to do actually, but this works out really well because I need to do some waterings and some of the plants in here need some fertilizer. So I'm going to drain this table down a bit, and then I am going to add in, and that way the plants like the passion fruit will get plenty of fertilizer, which they could use, and then I will add back some water into this. So I'm going to drain down probably 20 gallons or so, try to get it to be, you know, the ppms to be about 850. It might be a little higher. See where we get it. I don't want to, because they do seem, to be honest, after increasing it just overnight, I feel like there's a little pep to the step. Now, I've been barely watering in. It's not, I mean, flooding pretty shallow. You can see where I've set it to right here. So it's only coming up to about here. Yeah, you can see the line on the sides of these baskets a little. I don't know if that helps. And so I didn't want to, if it was really hot, I didn't want to water all the way up to where I normally do, which is, you know, about 2/3 of these baskets. So I took that down. So that way it was just the bottom roots getting it. So that way I don't burn the whole root system up. All right, but I'm gonna go grab a pump and start watering that. Oh, you know what I didn't do just now? Let's check the pH. Curious to see where the pH is. Let's see. All righty. pH. The pH is, and we are, ooh, high, 7.95. So pH of around 8. That is higher. So we got to bring that down actually. And I'm going to bring that down before watering out. And I'm going to do that with some citric acid. And also, I'm going to put a pump in though, because I do want it to mix to make sure I'm actually getting the accurate, you know, pH. Because sometimes what you'll do is you'll add something like a pH up. I'm also going to put this pump on and let it circulate a little. You'll add some pH control in, and you'll monitor. And when you check back down the line, it's totally different. What's up, guys? Thank you. Yeah, and anyone in the, if you guys want to see anything, just let me know, and I will answer questions. I'll try to keep my eyes in the comments. All right. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to bring you guys with me. Or would you rather just stay here? This is not what we want to use. So this is my pH up. I make my own pH up. Is this backwards? I hope this is mirrored for you guys, isn't it? I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix that. But the pH up I use is calcium carbonate, 4 parts calcium carbonate, and 1 part Epsom salt. And that gets me a ratio of calcium to magnesium. So the Epsom salt isn't what's doing it for the calcium, for the pH. It's the calcium carbonate. Or anytime you see CO3, and I'm sorry this is backwards. I need to figure out how to fix that. Anytime you see that CO3, that is a carbonate, and that's going to make your water more alkaline. So if you look at your ingredients on a bottle, and you'll see it in a lot of things, a carbonate, make sure you keep your eye out for that and know that that's going to up your pH. So what I want to find instead is citric acid. So I was hoping I'd left it here, but I hadn't. So instead, let's look over here. Where, ooh, you know? Okay, I got 2 choices here. These clearly labeled bottles of citric acid. You know, maybe if I flip this. Is this, now I can't see me. Citric acid and phosphoric acid. So the question is, when do you use one versus the other? Well, do you want more phosphorus? Do you want more of this? I don't know. I'm gonna trip and fall, and that'd be great for live TV, right? So, and sometimes diversity is key. I will say I do feel like from experience and from what I've read, phosphoric acid seems to be a really straight shooter, right? You add phosphorus, it's not a complicated thing like citric acid. Like citric acid, I'm reading about how it's buffering, how it can do other things. It can act as a chelate for certain things. So, and I've found like using citric acid almost seems like sometimes unexpected stuff can happen. I don't want to add more phosphorus to this. I don't. I think I added an all-purpose yesterday, so I'd already add some phosphorus. And these really, I'm pushing greening more than anything. I want more vegetative growth. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go with citric acid. And to start, you know, it's not as concentrated. I'm gonna add 50 mLs. No, that's way too much, that's insane. Is that insane? All right. Got my measurer. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do 50 mLs. That's fine, okay? Now you might be saying, that's not a clean measuring cup. It's not. It would be better if it was, but it's not going into a clean environment. I'm not worried about sterile, so it's okay. I just need to make sure I read it. I used it for pH up, I believe, before. All right, let's see, let's get that level. See that? Okay. I wonder if there's a way to fix that mirroring issue. Yeah, phosphorus, yeah, right? Thank you. I'm seeing some comments, thank you. Yes, phosphorus can wreck your lawn. You gotta be really careful with phosphorus. It's tricky. It basically locks out other things like calcium and magnesium. So when you start jacking up your phosphorus, other things might go haywire. You know, it's funny. It's like if you overdo nitrogen or underdo it, it seems to be pretty straightforward. You see not enough green or too much green. So, all right. So the way I'm going to add this is a little hack for you if you're running flood and rain, and it's also really fun. This is going to be so fun because I feel like a little kid playing like with a sandbox sometimes. Okay, so we're going to just take this guy out. Now watch this. Oh yeah. Now when I add this, you can see. It just siphons it right in, and that'll mix it. So now it won't, you know, it won't just sit there in a puddle not mixing, right? I'm really mixing this around this way. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. Siphoning. Doesn't that look nice? Okay. So now I also want to show you guys why mixing matters, because we'll be able to see it pretty clearly. Watch this, ready? So I'm going to take a pH measurement in here quickly. All right. Around 6, right down here. What do we think? Cold, hotter, cooler? 4.2. Really acidic, okay? So let me ask you guys this. I want to take a poll. If we were to ask you guys, let's see, start a poll. ideal pH. Six or 6.5. Seven over 7. Start poll. I'm going to edit this. Oh, no, I wasn't trying to end it. Sorry. I'm going to start this poll. Sorry, poll. Ideal pH. pH. Below. I'm sorry, guys. Below. This is tedious. I've never done this before. 6.5. 6.5. I messed up, and now 0.0. Point over 7. All right. Pardon me, guys. I hope that works. I created a poll. I'd never done that before. So, all right. So the thing to notice, right, is check it out, right? 5 in here. It was 4 before. Now watch this. As soon as I get to the outskirts of this basket, it shows you it takes time for things to really get mixed up, which is why. And see, that's starting to get to be around 6. My hunch, if I'm guessing, the pH will be in an hour 7.2. That's my prediction. That is my prediction. Anyone else out there? I think the ideal pH is 6.5. That's where I want it to be. But I kind of like when the pH goes up and then down again. I found like if you can like let it drift from 7 down to 6, bring it back up. Depending on this, I also worry what that does to the microbes in there. Is that too much? Maybe 7 to 6.5 back up, but just keeping it, you know, a slight drift seems to be nice. You get like a little push in fertilizer, but yeah. I am gonna start watering out. Let me grab a pump. And please let me know if you guys have any questions. So I'm just gonna get my really fancy watering setup going. The pump. And I put 1/2-inch tubing on. I don't need this extension cord. And this is something I like. So I'll mix my fertilizer and I'll make it a little hot because I'm going to water it out. And then I refill it afterward and dilute it. Plug in. Nowhere to go. Oh yeah, that's right. I added a plug here. Didn't mean to bump that. All right, so we are going. And where is this water out to? The floor. All right. Check it out. Let's get watering. Couple Phalaenopsis. So I like to just water gently while on top of the leaf matter. Just enjoy a little. Okay. Let's get this over here. Okay. Let's try this beautiful fig. Now, I was just watering on top of a lot of the plants, and it'll be interesting to see whether I think they'll be fine. I might want to turn the lights off, but you know what? I'm going to let it sit there for a sec, and now I'm going to do a nice little clean water mist on those, just to rinse them off in case there's going to be burning. I want to avoid burning, and I'm going to leave this one just going right here for a sec. I'll just pin it under, put this guy on top to hold it. All right. Now, let's give these guys a nice clean rinse. So this is now going to rinse them clean. Give them a second to kind of get some fertilized water on them, but I don't want it drying and concentrating. Sorry for that noise. I'm also going to be draining out, so I'm moving water from the reservoir over here, which had a pretty high concentration of fertilizer, and I'm moving it to the next reservoir over. All right. Okay. Okay. Start watering. I'm also going to water over here. I'm going to give my citrus trees, it's pretty dry in here. I'm going to get back to this over here. All right, so I'm transferring water from this res over to there right now through the flood table. So if you follow this line, it's gonna go whoop over there. And now back over into that res, because that one has too much fertilizer. This one has too much fertilizer. That one has not enough. And I'm also going to start watering out the passion fruit. So, you guys see me? Oh, I can't see you. Not running. Here it comes. I think. Okay. I like to hook these guys over. There we go. So, all right. All right, so we're watering the passion fruit and fertilizer. I'm also gonna give these guys over here a little spray. Oh, see that? Check it out. All right. Some wine watering. I try to make sure, I try to get the top of the soil, you know, sometimes you want to let the top dry and sometimes it's bone dry. And I worry about a situation like this right now where it's bone dry everywhere. It's just not even, you know, I worry that the roots, I want the roots to be covering the top. And I think it's so dry, the roots, I don't know if there were ever roots here at the top, to be honest. So I'm going to start watering evenly along the top to kind of get some saturation up there. And I think that'll give this one a boost. This fig has just been exploding lately too, so I'm going to make sure to give her a ton. I don't know if you see, look at this gigantic fig. I brought her inside. I was getting her she dropped all her leaves this fall. I brought her inside, or him. I don't know much about the genders of fig trees, to be honest. Do they have distinguished males and females? I can't remember. So this fig, so I'm giving it 1,000 ppms. The pH is probably around 7 for this fertilizer. And yeah, trying to get it wet. And honestly, the best way for me to check whether it needs water or not is picking it up and having a sense of how much it should weigh. And it's getting solid, right? So I don't want to water it until it's a little light, you know, a little bit lightened up. But I can feel this side, to be honest, for instance, picking it up around the edges, I can feel that corner was a little heavier. Okay, it's probably good. Don't overdo it. Okay, get back to this passion fruit. You know, people don't talk a ton about watering technique, and I've found it's so important, right? Like, so right now I am trying to just water, take a break, go back to watering. If something gets really dried out, you kind of gotta water it very slowly over time to get it back to being able to saturate. So I'm gonna water this guy for a little bit, then I'm gonna walk away again. Get this corner, try to get all the top even, so that way. Now if I had added this much water, as much water and fertilizer as I have, in just one spot at the start, because it was so bone dry, it would have just trickled right out. And I would have, a lot of times, maybe thought, oh look, it's running out the bottom. It must be fully saturated, but it's kind of the opposite. It's bone dry everywhere. It's just running right off because it's so hydrophobic. So I just got these guys, these plants. Oop, sorry. And I'm gonna give them a light amount of water. This is some fertilizer, so I don't want to over fertilize these guys. They just got transplanted, so I'm just giving a tiny bit because I know there's good microbes. This one, she could use a little. I'm gonna spray this over this ginseng ficus. You can get her up in the leaves. She loves humidity. Okay, now let's start doing the rest of the passion fruit. All right. I'm gonna do these passion fruit over here. Haven't taken much out of this reservoir yet. Oh, we got a lot. One sec, guys. All right. All right, I'm moving over here. I'm gonna bring this hose right here, all right? And I am going to water in this beautiful passion fruit. Ooh, what happened here? All right, I'm bringing you guys with me. Closer, because I'm a little worried about this. Okay. What happened here? So I'm trying not to rip everything out as I go, but okay, let's take a peek. So there's like these weird kind of scratches over in that corner. I'm worried. I really hope there isn't a rodent that's moving in here. That would be very upsetting. But let me check it out. That's weird. I'm worried that something was digging there, it looked like. I'll keep my eye out. I've had rodents make burrows in containers and absolutely destroy the plants. So let's try to avoid that. Oh, check this out, guys. This is a kind of an experiment, a grafting experiment right here. We took slices out of the sides of 2 varieties of passion fruit vines, and we are, squishing together with grafting tape. And then hopefully they take. I think they will. I think they will. All right, so I'm gonna try to, again, get this nice and evenly wet. Yep, just like that. Okay. Chill. Let's get this guy. And I actually have, so this is a big passion fruit vine, as you can see. But I put a Hoya with it, just on top. And the two seem to be doing quite well together. So that's good. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks better than it did. I'll tell you that. It's all relative, right? It's always relative. And there we go. There. So where it's bone dry on the surface and there's water sitting down here in this tub, that I don't love that because it means that parts of the soil are so dry they're not even wicking, and so I'm kind of gonna try to get the wicking going. Funny enough, right? Like if I can get it going, I might just literally suck up the water in the tray. So I might add a little initially, but then it'll actually dry out. So. Alrighty, guys. And after that, I'm gonna pop this in. And I'm just gonna leave this one. So I'm gonna do a quick watering. And I'm gonna start filling up from this guy to balance out the two. I'm gonna leave this plugged in and I'm gonna let the two kind of even out and then pH. So thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you had fun, and definitely let us know if you have any questions.